Hello, and welcome back to the MHS News Album Review Podcast. This one's kind of sad. It's our last episode of the entire school year, last episode of my senior year. And so I thought it'd be cool if we kind of finish the year up kind of where we began. I'm back with my friend Elizabeth Pott. Hello.
Hi.
Today we are going to be talking about Harry's House by Harry Styles. This album came out just a couple days ago. And this podcast is also a little bit different because usually I wait about like a week and a half, 2 weeks to kind of gather my thoughts about an album before I review it. But this one I kind of felt a little bit different about. This is an album that I think I connected with very quickly, and so I'm excited to talk about it. We're going to kind of pick through a couple of our favorite highlights from the track list. There's a lot to get through here. So first things first, we're going to go with Music for a Sushi Restaurant. This is the opening track on this album, and this is one of your top favorites.
Yes, I love this so much. It's like such a bop, and like it makes just the whole, it just starts the album off really well, I feel. And it like gives you kind of the whole vibe for the album.
Yeah, no, this is one that I think I could really see his like kind of 70s, 80s influence here. I'd say a little more 70s on this album in particular. And I love this song as a start to an album. I think that Harry Styles has always been very good with getting an introduction song to the album that kind of feels like you're entering in a new world. This song I think is really awesome. I love the lyrics of it. It's just a fun way to open it up. I know a lot of people, when they kind of saw the original track list, they thought that this song was going to be like, it's kind of like a short little interlude type thing, but it's like a fully fledged like banger. I love this song. And I really like how it kind of it ties in. It reminds me of how on Fine Line the first song is Golden, his last album. They're not similar songs in any sense of the matter, but I think that both of these songs kind of open up their respective albums in a really awesome way. We're going to kind of skip through the songs that aren't in our like absolute top favorites, but I think it's important to mention them. Late Night Talking, another bop.
Another bop.
Yes, love that song. But right afterwards, track 3 is called Grape Juice. This is actually my favorite song on the album, and I found out yesterday this is also my dad's favorite song on the album,
Whoa.
which I thought was fun. I really love how this song opens up. It's stylistically different than anything else I've really seen Harry Styles kind of make before. I really, really love how like in the kind of in the track list and everything, it just like the song kind of sticks out. It's like grape juice. He's talking about wine, obviously, but it's like he's a little bit I don't know. It's nothing is ever too on the nose with Harry Styles, which I think is fun. He kind of alludes to a lot of things, and I think that this song is just kind of full of wordplay, and it's really fun to listen to.
Yeah, I also like this song, but it wasn't in like my top 3. I don't know. I don't know. I like the line, and I paid for it more than I did back then. I like the notes kind of with that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that one definitely connected with me a lot quicker. I don't know, that like kind of like slower jam kind of build up is my bread and butter basically when it comes to albums. So I freaking loved it. Next up, As It Was, lead single. Everyone's heard it a million times. It's good. It's great. I think
I love it.
I think it stands up on the album as well. But yeah. We've got a couple other tracks kind of in the middle here. Daylight, Little Freak, also great tracks. But next up, I'm going to let you take it away on this one.
Oh my god, this is my favorite song on the album. I love this one so much. It made me cry when I first listened to it. I think it made everyone cry when they first listened to it. Sadly, I relate to it, but it's a really good song. And it just like he hits you just with just this like comforting, sad kind of tone, and you're like, why are you doing this to me, Harry?
Yeah, no, the song she's talking about is called Matilda, by the way.
Song, I forgot to mention that. It's Matilda. Matilda, don't worry.
But no, this song is also really great. I think that Harry Styles, especially his like deeper album cuts, not the radio singles, I think they're worth listening to because that's where he gets the most emotional. This is a song that I think kind of really ties the album together. It really feels like a centerpiece of the album. It's really kind of in the middle, and it's a standout moment for sure. Next up is Cinema.
That was a big shift from Matilda. You go from Matilda to Cinema.
That was like
wow.
It was a really, really crazy kind of like juxtaposition of sounds and ideas. And I was listening to Matilda for the first time with a couple of my friends, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, okay, this one's really, really sad. I'm kind of in my feels, not doing great. And then it just goes, you got the cinema. And I was like, what the heck are we doing now? This one's really fun. It's not one of my top favorites. But I definitely think it's worth a listen. I love the ending of it. The outro of this song is so fun. I was talking to one of my friends. Her name's Sydney. She was talking about how she loves the lyric. You got the cinema, I bring the pop to the cinema, which I think is just so fun. But yeah, no, I think the song is good. What do you think?
I love this song too. It was very it was a bop. It was another bop on the album, and it was definitely a big change from Matilda.
100%. Harry Styles, I don't know. He makes bops. What
He makes bops.
It's really hard.
He's the bop king.
What else am I supposed to say? Like, that's really just kind of encapsulates the whole album.
It's a bop. The whole album is a bop.
Next up after Cinema, we have Daydreaming, which is another one of my absolute top favorite songs. It seriously might be one of my favorite Harry Styles songs of all time. I really, really do love this song. This is one that I think I probably connected with the most upon first listen. I think instrumentally, this album draws from a lot of influences. Again, there's a lot of kind of 70s funk inspired music on here, and I think that Daydreaming is a perfect way that kind of just shows that and really brings that to the forefront. Any thoughts about Daydreaming? You like it? You hate it?
I like it. I like all the songs of this album. It was so hard to rank these. I was going through my rankings. It was so hard to rank them because I loved them all. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick, then I had to pick then. So yeah.
Yeah. Next up we have Keep Driving. This is another song that I think is really good. It's personally probably lower on my list.
Yeah, same.
However, I absolutely adore the build up in this song closer to the end of it.
The bridge is kind of throws you off a little bit. You're wait, what's happening?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I really like it. I think that again, it's not my favorite, but it's not something that I would skip if it came on shuffle. And I think that my biggest gripe with this album, because I really enjoy it, I do, is that some of the songs kind of blend together for me. And those songs are probably going to be Keep Driving, Satellite, and Daylight for me, just kind of blend together in this sort of way that it feels kind of some sort of slower parts and then some build-ups and some things like that. I think they're all really good. I think they're all done well. But I think a lot of them sound a little bit kind of the same. I have been listening to this album a lot over the past few days, and I think that overall it's my favorite Harry Styles album for sure. I think that thematically he really kind of finds his place here and he sticks with it. But I think that, this album as a whole, I think that he's kind of getting onto new uncharted territory for him. And I think it's a great evolution of his sound. Next up is another song, Satellite. This is actually one of my friend's favorites. Another one that I think is really good.
Yeah, I think it was really good. I liked this song. I mean, it didn't really stand out to me because, as Jack said, it kind of sounds like a lot of the other songs. Yeah.
Yeah, but next up we have Boyfriends. This is another one. He actually debuted this one at Coachella along with Late Night Talking about a month ago, but I actually didn't listen to it. I waited the month for the album to come out because I wanted to hear the studio version first. And this is another one. I think that lyrically, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. But it's one that probably falls lower on my ranking.
This is one of my top 3, actually. I think it's it's number 3.
I think out of all of the songs on this album, this is the one that you and I kind of differ on the most as far as ranking goes.
Yeah, I love this song. I think it's just very emotional, and it's kind of one of those songs where it's you cry over your ex basically to it. And I really just loved it. I loved the lyrics. I loved everything about it.
I really like it when Harry Styles puts out songs that are screw all men, they're the worst. Which is that's the message that I can get behind on a Harry Styles album. So I was here for it. The final song on this album is absolutely stunning. This one's called Love of My Life. I really, really, really love kind of the builds up in the beginning of it to when he kind of starts singing. I think that his vocals really pop on this track, and the ending of this song with the piano that kind of fades out at the end of it is the absolute perfect way to finish this album.
It was the thing he used to announce the album.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I was listening to it, and I was like, this sounds familiar. And then I rewatched the As It Was music video trailer, and I was like, that's where it's from. But I seriously do think that this is a great way to cap off the album.
This was actually the last on my list. As It Was, I've seen a lot of people on TikTok rate this last. I don't know why. It just I guess it just didn't really stand out to me or a lot of people. But I mean, it's kind of generic to me. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was good. I liked it. I just like, it was just kind of generic to me.
Yeah. See, personally, I disagree. I love this song. I think that this is gonna be one where people are gonna look back on this album in like, let's say like a year and a half, and I'm gonna come back to this review and be like, I was right, you guys were wrong. Here's the proof right here that I've loved this song so much from the beginning. But yeah, I think overall Harry's House is a really strong album. I think some of the songs kind of do blend together, but not in a way that's necessarily hurts them, but more in a way that kind of we're going through a narrative here. And I think that out of his 3 albums right now, this is personally my favorite. That might change. I think his first album has some incredible songs on it. His second album, I think, really flows together as well. But I think that this one right here, this is kind of peak Harry Styles, and I think that he's really in his own. He's really in charge of his artistry on this album, which I really, really appreciate. And something that I think is really awesome. So I definitely recommend giving it a listen, checking it out.
Listen to it. Give him the royalties.
So true. Thank you so much for listening to the final episode of the MHS News Album Review podcast.
Who knows if someone will take this over next year?
I don't know. We'll see in the future. If you're listening to this and you're a future Marquette student that's wanting to take on this podcast, hello.
Do it.
Good luck. It's really fun. Thank you, Liz, for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.